I'm here with Doren. Maddie was somebody who graduated from our school 2 years ago and was third on our all-time list for long jump. She came here as a junior from Mount Marty, and I got to work with her for her last year of track. Maddie, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I originally grew up in South Dakota. I went to college there for 2 years, ended up transferring out here. I really enjoyed it. I found my love for track again. I graduated with a degree in biology. I was concentrating more on pre-vet. Not quite sure where I'm gonna go now. Still figuring all that out. I have 2 dogs. Love them. I have a cat. Huge animal person. So, yeah.
So why don't you take me through I get here, I arrive at the school, what your first thoughts are, because you had a year and it's summertime at that point, and I know you did a lot of the summer training with us. So take me through your thought process during that time.
The new training programs, because there's definitely a huge difference with how the coaches train. But I felt very welcomed on the team right away. And like my when I first came, there was a different coach. I got along great with him. And I just feel like I slowly got to build and build and build, which was really enjoyable.
So do you remember what I said to you when we first got together and went over goals and stuff?
That was a while ago.
I told you that you had to maybe potentially run the 4x4. I said you were gonna have to be a team player. I said that because there's not that many girls on the team, we had to eventually do all that.
No,
and you were like, you said it, and I commend you for this. You actually said, I'm willing to do whatever the team needs, no matter what. Even if you didn't mean it at the time, you did say it. So.
I did mean it. I was just trying to mentally prepare for it.
Yeah, but that's good. And it was good to kind of watch you kind of grow your role as your last year. I think because it was your last year, you definitely absorbed that role of, I need to be more of a leader. I need to be more of a good figure to everybody who's here and everybody who's coming for the future, which is why I gave you that captain role when we started. People weren't happy about it, but I definitely enjoyed seeing you grow throughout the year. I enjoyed seeing that development. I enjoyed not giving up on you because I knew that you had what it takes to get to that role that I think you did. And indoor season came, and I know we were teaching a lot of different concepts in the long jump, and it was very, very new to you. You actually tried triple, and you went back to trying triple again, right? Although it wasn't your main thing, you actually did end up PRing your first time doing it again this year, and made it to that all-time list, which was great. But on top of that, you started off rough in long jump. It was you kind of went backwards a little bit before we went forwards. But I kept reminding you, as you know, stay patient, trust the process. It's going to work out eventually. And although it was hard for you to see at that point in time, kind of guide me through your emotions. Because I know we were in indoor season, right? We went to PSAX, and you didn't jump as good as you did the year previously. You had, I think you jumped 528 last year, and then this year you jumped 525, right? It was kind of close, but it wasn't better.
Yeah.
So it was kind of defeating a little bit, and walk them through the process of how that felt in that moment of time.
It was really frustrating because every single year I would PR by a foot. Mm-hmm. So I was fully just mentally ready to finally hit that national qualifying mark, and everything was going to be great my last year. So then it was really hard because I know I was very receptive to what you were saying about it's going to come, but mentally every meet it was just almost draining a little bit just because I wasn't quite getting what I mentally wanted, which it ended up working out. I ended up PRing by the foot and being excited, but it was definitely mentally challenging, and it's hard to stay focused when that's really all that you're thinking about is when's this next jump. So I think my biggest thing that I took away from it was you have to be patient because it's going to come. It's just you can't expect it every single meet.
Yeah. And I remember specifically we went to our first outdoor meet, and it was like, pretty sure it was at Slippery Rock. We were over there at Slippery Rock. And I remember you jumped, and it was like better than the mark indoors. Yeah. And I remember you saying to me, you were like, I think I got it now. Like, it's coming, right?
And then it just needed to click.
Yeah, and then we went to Shippensburg, and you hit that big PR jump and qualified for conference. And the year previously, you didn't even make conference outdoors. Like, if you recall, like, you didn't even make it. And then you, boom, hit the auto, like, no question, made it. And you ended up being third on our all-time list. How did that moment feel for you?
It felt so great. It felt like a weight had been lifted off of my shoulders just because it was like 8 months. I just could not get it, and I just was not seeing any improvement over my personal best. I was seeing improvement each meet, but I was just getting really down on myself. So then that kind of gave me the confidence that I needed, that I was like, okay, I am here for a reason. I'm seeing the results now. And as it was a little bittersweet because I definitely had a better jump.
Yes.
We know, put my foot back, but I just finally got to be really excited that I was finally getting to where I wanted to be.
And you ended up scoring a conference for us outdoors, which was a big accomplishment considering the following year you didn't even make it. So I was proud of everything you did. And not only that, but the 4x4 team took fourth place. And you were able to score points for us, and you split a 58 on the 4x4. Something that...
It hurt.
Yeah, something that if anybody asked, or if I told anybody, hey, Maddie's going to run 58 for us on the 4x4, everybody would have said, heck no, there's no way that would have been done.
I hadn't ran a 4x4, or even a 400 since my sophomore year.
Yeah. But we needed you. You stepped up to the plate. We didn't have anybody, and you were able to do it. What's some advice you can give to some, kids who are kind of up and coming, or people that are timid, I guess, to want to run the 4, or timid to help the team out, or just having trouble like trusting in their coach? What's some advice that you would give to those kind of kids now?
Like the 400, advice with that, being nervous. As much as it sucks, because it does, it's not a fun race, because it hurts. But it's also so rewarding once you're done, seeing how well you completed it. And then especially like the 4x4, something about it, it's just so exciting. The energy's up. It's the last race of the meet. Everybody can be excited. And like, as much as it hurts, it's so mentally rewarding too, because you just finished that. Your body powered through it. You're mentally like powered through it. So it is very rewarding. Having trust in your coaches, it can be hard at times. A lot of it is finding the right coach for you. I got really lucky my senior year. As much as I thought you were a pain sometimes, I feel like we clicked really well as a coach and an athlete. We were both very receptive to what each other were saying, so that helped me put a lot of faith in the training, just because I knew that we had that relationship, that I could talk to him about my concerns. We could have a conversation about why we were doing certain things. So I think that a lot of it is finding the right coach for you.
I guess what would you say to a kid who, because a lot of times nowadays, like, kids are just bouncing around. Like, if they don't like if they're unhappy with their situation, I feel like instead of talking to their coaches or actually, communicating, they just shut down, or they move, or they transfer, they go somewhere else. Is there any advice you have for those kind of kids who, to just like stick around, or, maybe more communication, something that you can tell them to do better with? Yeah,
so considering I transferred, I have experience with it. I wanted to transfer after my first semester. I talked to my parents. They were like, no, just stick it through, see how it goes. So I gave that program 2 years. I had multiple conversations with my coach trying to figure out where the disconnect was. So I think as long as you have those conversations, like, it's difficult conversations, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, everybody wants what's best for you. They want what's best for your program. So you need to have those conversations like, hey, I'm not really happy right now. I want to talk to you and figure out what we can do to make this situation better. And I think that that's what really helped me come through, because it really was the best decision I made, transferring. But I think that if you do not have those conversations, I think that that might be one of the dumbest decisions you can make, because you're already building something at a new, like at your old school. So you have those relationships. I still talk to all of my teammates from there. They're some of my favorite people still.
And it's good to have the uncomfortable conversations. You have to have the uncomfortable conversations. Like, it's not always going to be hunky-dory, like, hey, it's cool.
We had plenty of them.
And it's okay. Yeah, it doesn't need to turn into a screaming match, but it needs to be like, hey, something's got to change, you know, like, because I'm not seeing the result that I'm looking for. And yes, if it is a matter of patience to get to that location that we need to be at, that's fine. But, you know, you don't want to not ever get there. And I think it's important that you trust your coaches, even if at the moment it doesn't sound like they know what they're doing.
Yes, absolutely.
But it's also up for interpretation of, hey, let's kind of like collaborate a little bit, work together, and try to find the result we're both looking for.
Yes.
You know, because I think you did hit on the nail by saying, you know, your coaches want what's best for you. They're gonna always strive. Like, we're not out to get you. We're not trying to make you fail. We just want to see you guys succeed, and you know, because if you're succeeding, then the program's also succeeding, and I think that's great and important. And you had a great career. Take me through what it's been like for you, like, to kind of watch this team kind of grow since you've been on the outside looking in now, like seeing how we've gone from like 11 kids on the team to almost now this year we're gonna have 100 kids on the team. And the team has progressively been growing, and we've been breaking records. We got men's indoor this year. We've been striding for some great things. Like, how does it feel seeing that on the outside, like knowing that like everything you followed is still going smoothly to everybody else?
I do get a little bit of FOMO because I want to be there, but it's so nice seeing everybody succeed, and like I still try to keep tabs on how everybody's doing. I would text some of my old teammates over this past season, like, hey, I saw that you did this, like, congratulations, because it's a big moment, and I want them to know that I'm still there. But it's so nice seeing this program growing, because like you said, it was such a small team when I was here. So it was harder to, like, say, win conference, or there weren't as many people that were going to nationals, and now this past year we had two.
Yeah, we had two go to nationals.
Two go to nationals, and they did amazing. They were both All-Americans, so it's really great to see everybody coming together and watching just all the parts of the team click. And it's nice that there is so many people, because then you have that many people cheering you on. Like, the more people, the more community on a team, I would say.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Maddie. I appreciate you being on the call.
Absolutely.
You know, keep following along, and, you know, enjoy our journey as we come to grow, and, you know, I hope to keep seeing you in the future.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, of course.